murdered. By who? I don't know.
Am I showing you if we got out the game I actually?
Meet Nicholas Starling, who looks like your average teen on the verge of adulthood. In October 2016, he and his younger brother were excited for the chilling Halloween season and all the candy they would get.
Okay, do you know what happened?
No, I don't. His head is back. His eyes are open. His head covered.
His head was covered?
Yeah, he had the blanket up over his face.
But when a shocking sibling rivalry comes between these two, one of these brothers ends up dead.
My grandson evidently killed himself last night.
What happened that night shocked detectives and the world alike. So, let's get right into this disturbing case. Don't freak out, teen tells police after stabbing brother. All Hallows Eve, more commonly known as Halloween, is one of the favorite holiday seasons for kids around the world. In 2016, two of those excited kids were 16-year-old Nicholas Starling and his 14-year-old brother Harley. They lived with their grandmother Joanna and her boyfriend Victorino, who had taken custody of the brothers just 2 years earlier after their father was tragically killed, and their mother became more distant. After watching scary movies, they all headed to their rooms. No one had a clue as to what they would be waking up to. This Halloween was about to turn into a night of heartbreak and horror, and you won't believe the reason why.
He didn't hurt himself.
The injury that he sustained could not have been self-inflicted.
What happened? We're not entirely sure yet. We're still trying to piece everything together.
On the morning of Halloween, both Joanna and Nicholas were awake early, at around 5 a.m. Nicholas went to wake his brother, only to find his door locked. This was unusual for Harley, and a concerned Jonah grabbed the key and unlocked the door. When she walked into his room, she saw something no grandmother should ever have to see. Her grandson lying lifeless, cold, blue, and covered in blood. She immediately called 911.
Were there any weapons around or anything?
I don't know if he was playing with fake blood or what. There's like the fake blood stuff all over his arm and up around his shoulder.
And you said his eyes are open too?
Yes. I shook him because I was trying to wake him up.
Sadly, there was no waking Harley. At some point during the night, something terrible had happened that cost Harley his life. Joanna was convinced it was suicide, but police knew there was more than suicide and quickly suspected homicide. The members of this household were about to face some difficult questions, and it isn't long before Joanna reveals some possible suspects.
His window was open.
Yeah, Nicholas noticed his window was open.
Nicholas noticed.
He said his window was open. I said, was it open? I didn't notice.
Were his curtains closed or were they open?
They're automatically closed. They're just always closed. The people off behind us watching with binoculars and stuff, so I try to always keep curtains up.
According to Joanna, these strange neighbors would constantly spy on the house, creeping the family out. As it turns out, these neighbors may be guilty of being peeping Toms, but they have nothing to do with Harley's death. Jonah did, however, make everyone lock their windows and have security cameras installed in the house. As the questioning continued, she also told detectives that she had seen Nicholas on her security monitor in the night, but wasn't sure what he was doing.
We're trying to figure out why he would kill himself, who would kill him and why. What would they advance? There's no advantage to it. It doesn't make any sense to us either, okay? Any reason to think that your boyfriend would do something like this? No. How about Nick? I wouldn't think that Nick would do it either. The possibility. I wouldn't think so. Okay.
Don't you find it odd that she would make it clear her boyfriend wouldn't do this with a straight no? But when asked about her own grandson Nicholas, she only says she didn't think he would be capable of doing this? Is it possible doubt? Is someone in this family hiding a disturbing secret? Detectives soon get around to Nicholas, who is showing some pretty closed body language sitting in the chair. He tells his side of the story, from taking the dogs out to falling asleep around 1 a.m., and then waking early the next morning.
I got to take a shower. And when I got out of the shower, I got to Harley's door.
Okay.
I knocked.
Okay.
I said, Harley, it's time for you to take a bath. He didn't answer.
He continues to close himself off and shows signs of self-soothing behaviors, which are both possible signals someone is either lying, under stress, or both.
Do you have any guns or anything like that they need to be aware of?
Brownwell did give us a baseball bat in case they would try to break into it.
Sure. Well, I understand that. Other than that, anything? I mean, is there or something you're concerned about or anything like that?
But I just don't want you to be freaked out about the game I had Splatterhouse.
The game that has a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why would he be concerned? It's only a game, right?
People just find that type of game disturbing. Don't be disturbed by my background pictures either.
I'm not even going to look at it. Don't you even worry about it.
I did.
Okay.
Or my music.
He hardly seems heartbroken over the loss of his brother, more concerned about what they think of his games and music taste. But what he reveals when asked if they might find evidence is startling.
Saturday night, I wore these pants and I got fake blood.
Is it possible these pants contain evidence of murder? He claims any stains are just fake blood, but it all begins to sink in for poor Joanna and other members of the family.
He was murdered.
By who?
I don't know.
I kind of figured he was murdered because Mom, nothing was making sense. They couldn't find a gun. They have to have a murder weapon. How could it be there?
Police found a baseball bat outside the house and the blood-stained pants that Nicholas had talked about earlier stuffed in the laundry basket. He admits to nothing, but detectives become more direct in their questioning.
Might be real bad. You think so? I was very, very angry at him. That crack split in the skull.
And then they hit him with the cold, hard truth.
I can tell you're not being honest. Everything about you and your body language tells us that you're not being honest. You were sure of this information. Okay?
Hey,
We just want to know the truth about what happened so we can solve this for your grandma and your family. Okay?
Other details emerge as detectives ask questions about the household. One of the cats inside the house had some string tied around its neck. It turns out that it was put there by Nicholas, and he admitted to using it to choke the cat because he was mad at it. If he had been abusing these animals, this would raise a huge red flag for the police. And perhaps the biggest red flag of all, no one else was spotted on Jonah's 4 security cameras that night other than Nicholas.
Understand that in watching that video, you're the only one moving around that house. Nobody else is there. This is what you want to know my opinion? What? I think you went in there, you were pissed at him, and killed him.
After relentless questions, detectives decided to raise the stakes and pull out their secret weapon.
And then you went back and forth between the bathroom, cleaned yourself up and changed your clothes. Those bloody pants we found, for years you were wearing them. That's got your brother's blood. It doesn't help you if you don't help us. Because if you don't tell us, then we'll never have the true story. But I know that you did. You did that to me. But why did you do it to me?
let's go.
He tries to divert suspicion with claims he's bullied by his younger brother and paints a very disturbing picture of him.
So did you hit him in the head while he was sleeping? Did he know you were coming?
He confesses that he approached his brother while he slept and hit him over the head up to 15 times with a baseball bat in a frenzied attack. As the life drained from Harley, he made what Nicholas described as weird noises. So in order to silence him, he grabbed a knife in the kitchen and stabbed his only brother in the neck several times. Locking the door from the inside, he then left through Harley's window, dumping the baseball bat outside and returning to the house. But get this, then he went to sleep. There must be something deeply wrong with Nicholas for him to be able to sleep in the same house after murdering his own brother, with the bodies still warm in the other room. It also turns out that he tried to hide evidence of the crime, cleaning the knife and stashing stained clothing. Worst of all, it appeared that this happened over an argument about the candy they had for Halloween, and somehow led to murder, as Nicholas let his anger get the better of him. Although he said he only wanted to hurt his brother, This savage beating was something way beyond anger.
Court records show Harley Starling was beaten with a baseball bat instead, but family and friends want to remember who he was, not what happened to him.
Even when I was in the worst mood, I was depressed, I was mad, it don't matter what I was, Harley would always try to make us smile.
That's the person friend Savannah Markham says she wants people to remember. Sweet, quiet Harley Starling. Savannah helped organize the vigil at Snyder Park, a t-shirt to sign, candles in the shape of his name lit by family, and a balloon release.
Love you, Harley! Love you, Harley! Baby!
Nicholas's defense team tried to claim insanity and also tried to use his age to have the case dismissed. They couldn't claim self-defense as he already admitted Harley was asleep when he entered his room. Instead, his case was sent from juvenile to adult court, where he felt the full weight of the law for his sickening attack. Officials described this as the worst involving child-on-child crime they had ever experienced. And for this, Nicholas Starling was handed 15 years to life. His sentence seems pretty tame, as when you do the math, you realize he could be out in his early 30s if he makes parole. At least until then, we know he still has plenty of time left to serve behind bars, where he has to live with the guilt of ultimate betrayal against his own sibling. What do you think about this case? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, and if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more.